related species that are close in energy, close in structure. In an endothermic reaction, the transition state is similar to the product in structure and stability. In an exothermic reaction, the transition state is similar to the reactant in structure and stability. The structure of the transition state resembles the structure of the most stable species. So you should always remember these are the postulates. Means in endothermic reaction, transition it is similar to the product in structure and stability. Means it will follow the structure of product. Whereas in exothermic, transition state is similar to the reactant. Means it will try to go towards reactant, not towards product. Okay? Because means it will not easy going reaction. You can see in this diagram also reaction progress energy profile diagram. Here, this reactant transition state product. Here reactant transition state product. So here product is less stable than reactant. Means reaction is endothermic, not exothermic. Energy is not going to released. Energy will be absorbed. Okay? And in this case, energy will be released because product is very stable. Okay. Now you can see the transition state in SN1 direction. You can see here, this is the halide, tertiary halide. Tertiary halide means carbon hydrogen bond is going to break slowly. Partial bonding in the transition state means not complete bond. In complete bond, overlapping should be more, but now it is this overlapping is going to be less, and finally it will be diminished. And there is formation of carbocation and halide. So this increasing energy of this molecule is very high. It means less stable. That is the first solvent here. Here in this reaction, you can see same starting material, and if we are using alcohol as a nucleophile, there is formation of another product. So if you will use ethanol, it reacts 1. If you will use 40% water in ethanol, then product is 100. 40,000, 14,000 if water is more, and if it is this, then reaction is 2. Transition state energy is lowered by polar. So energy of transition state lowers by polar protic solvent. If polarity will increase the protic solvent, then transition energy will be low, reaction will be faster. Partial racemization in SN2, SN1. You can see here. Now this is the starting material halide. It will convert into carbocation. Now this carbocation, two faces are open, up and down. So nucleophile can attack from top also, nucleophile can attack from bottom also, because this carbocation is planar in structure. So this vacant p orbital is available from both sides. So it can attack here or here also. So if it will attack from this side, then it will be S configuration. If it will attack from this side, there is R configuration. So it will retain the configuration, it will inverse the configuration. So both type of products will be formed. So that's why it is also called partial racemization, not complete racemization. Equally, maybe some difference will be there. Starting is S, product is S and R both. Carbocation stability. You are knowing carbocation stability is third, second, first, and methylene. That's why SN1 will be preferred by the tertiary carbocation. Because how it is more stable? This is CS3, CS3, CS3. This is C plus. C plus means it is more electronegative than this. So this will be having little partial positive, partial positive, partial positive, because this is more electronegative. So this bond pair electrons will be attracted towards this carbon atom. So this bond pair electron will be not in center, it will be shift, it will be just tilted towards this carbon atom. So that's why this will be stabilized. If only one methyl group is there, only one stabilizing factor will be there. That's why tertiary is more stable. You can see here also. This is the carbocation atom, okay? And here this is one carbon, three hydrogens, and this is two hydrogens. So in place of two methyl group, two hydrogens are here, one CH3 group is here. So what is the that is going to be stabilized to this carbocation? Okay. So, but in this case, three carbons are there. That's why it is more stable than this one. You can see here also tertiary, secondary, primary, and methyl. Tertiary is more stable than secondary, than primary, than methyl. Carbocation stability in this example also you can see tertiary, secondary, primary, allylic. There here it is conjugation. That's why it is more stable in this case. And this is primary benzylic, then primary carbocation. This is stability order. This is carbocation can arrange one. There is also chance of 1 to hydride shift. How it will take place? Here you can see here. This is halide. This is going to be released. So how this reaction takes place? Because this is weak nucleophile, not a strong base or a strong nucleophile. So this will prefer this is going to form a stable carbocation. So first step is formation of carbocation, secondary carbocation, and in second step, hydrogen moves from this carbon to this. Why this is going to be moved? Because secondary carbocation is converted into tertiary carbocation. So rearrangement takes place to stabilize the system. Now, in this another example, you can see in previous example you have seen 1 to hydride shift. Hydride shifting takes place. In this example, you can see again bromine will be released. There is a chance of formation of primary carbocation if neopentyl bromide is there. But what is happening here? This is primary carbocation is going to be formed. And but if when bromine is going to be released, if same time CS3 will shift from two position to one position, then there is formation of tertiary carbocation. Here it is primary carbocation. So this will not form. This will form. This will form by 1 to methyl shift. So methyl shift takes place from one position to two position. That's why it is called carbocation rearrangement. Hydride shift here also possible. How? You can see in this example, this is secondary carbocation. If this hydride shift takes place, this will form tertiary carbocation. So these are some examples of hydride shift, methyl shift, and you can see this way also. After formation of this can shift here, and again secondary carbocation will form, but this ring will be more stable. So ring expansion takes place this way. Ring contraction is also possible. Previous example, 5 member were converting into 6 member. Now 7 member ring will convert into 6 member ring. How? If hydride shift takes place, then there is formation of this carbocation, and ring contraction takes place, then there is formation of this carbocation. So both is possible, both are possible, but it will shift towards the more stable conformation. Now even mechanism we will see formation of carbocation, that is determining rate limiting step, just like SN1 reaction. Then in next step, base will take this hydrogen and this will convert into the alkene. This step is very fast, that's why this is not rate determining step. This is slow step, that's why this is rate determining step. Now E1 and S1, how they will compete with each other. So if this is nucleophile and we are heating, okay, this is good leaving group, but this is poor nucleophile. So what happened here? Good leaving group go immediately and there is formation of carbocation. This carbocation will be here. Now what is the this will hydrogen will shift here and there is formation of tertiary carbocation because this is secondary carbocation. Now two options are there. Either this CH3OH will behave as base and this will take this hydrogen and there is formation of this alkene and this bond will move here. Other option is that CH3OH will behave as a nucleophile. It will attack from here and there is formation of this product. So SN1 reaction, E1 reaction. So both products can be formed from same intermediate, same pathway. Only difference is that here this is behaving as a nucleophile, here this is behaving as a base. Sometimes synthetic chemists have this type of problem that what will be there, how we will perform. So, for example, in this case, bromine is at this position, CH2OH they have used. Now, these type of product are possible. How many products? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And how many nucleophilic substitution can take place? 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, in this kind of reaction, it is very difficult to exactly say which will not form, only which will form. Maybe there is chance of formation of all product, ratio may be different. How that will take place, you can see in this example again. Here, first step is there is formation of carbocation. That carbocation is stabilized by hydride shift in first this example. Second is via ring expansion. Okay, and, and again in the after ring expansion, there is hydride shift. So if hydride shift takes place here also, then so how many product can be formed? You can see here, either here or here or here. Means many products are possible. Dehydration of alcohols, you can see in this example. Simply H plus H2SO4 is used here. So how reaction takes place? Here this is nucleophile. This will take this will behave as a base or nucleophile. Here this is taking H plus, so you can say this is behaving as a base. This is acid. So there is formation of salt. H2O plus salt. Now H2O will be released, then there is form this bond pair will move towards oxygen to neutralize as H2O. Then here positive charge will generate. This positive charge is here. If hydride shift takes place, then positive charge will come again. There is no profit, this is useful step. So what will happen? This conjugate base of this acid will take this H as a H plus and this bond will move here and there is formation of cycloalkene. Now here methyl shift you can see in this example. Again that will be same step, S2O will be released, so plus charge will be generated here. Now this plus charge is generated here, so either hydrogen will be released from here, so double bond will be here like this product, but that is minor. So what will happen after generating plus charge here, methyl shift takes place here, so there is formation of this one alkene as a major product.